Ready?
Yes.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. I'm Dr. Daryl Gooden, and you have joined us in this very fine day to partake in another one of our webinars on the Building Clean Green Community Bridges, which is an initiative of the CCMERA effort. And before we get going, we're going to go over to the president and founder of CCMERA, Mr. Byron Ward, to have him say a few things to introduce us to what was it that inspired him to go down this path of creating a pathway to have a dialogue about clean, green, everything in Ventura County, the Tri-County area. So with no further ado, Byron, why don't you take over and share with us your vision?
Hello, everyone. My name is Byron K. Ward, and I want to welcome you to this is, I think, our third webinar of our Clean Green initiatives. We call it Building Clean Green Community Bridges. And I just want to, for those of you that are not familiar with our organization, I just like to go through a few slides to give that background that Dr. Gooden has mentioned. So we have our slides, and do I have to share again?
Yes, you could share.
Okay, this is our Building Clean Green Community Bridges overview. And we will start by telling you a little bit about CCMERA. CCMERA is our small business advocacy organization. We were founded back in 2016. As you see under the key initiatives, there are several initiatives that have been put in place. And our largest event is our Business and Leadership Awards Gala, which is a opportunity to recognize our Black and African American small business owners who have led the way with excellence in building their businesses. Throughout the years, we put together our Economic Development Summit that was part of our Economic Development Initiative. And we also joined with a national nonprofit called Operation Hope. And we are the Tri-County point of contact and representative for the 1 Million Black Businesses Initiative, which is a national initiative to support and encourage Black business ownership and entrepreneurship. We're here today to talk about our Building Clean Green Community Bridges initiative. And this resulted from a grant that we applied for from the Clean Power Alliance. And they are our benefactors in terms of being able to do this webinar series. Now, I had the concept, and Dr. Gooden is on our board of directors, and he was so kind to lend his expertise to actually bring this idea into a 12-event series of informative and educational activities to talk about sustainability, clean energy, and green technologies in our communities of color. Our initiative involves these 3 bullet points. We want to promote sustainability and reduce environmental impact. We want to introduce these concepts. We want to engage the community in green practices and projects. And then what you're participating in now is our communication effort to expose our community to this initiative. Our strategic partners are excellent strategic partners. I mentioned the Clean Power Alliance, and of course, the Port of Hueneme has been very supportive of our work from the beginning, and they have been generously supporting this initiative as well. That is my quick overview of how this came about. And I want to thank everyone for their attention. And again, I want to thank Dr. Gooden and our producer, MJ, for giving me an opportunity to say a few words today. And I want to thank the County of Ventura and for being part of our series.
Excellent. Thank you, Byron. So today we are going to hear from our government officials. We've heard from the port, we've heard from the Clean Power Alliance, our strategic partners, and very much what we are engaged in the community has a whole lot to do with working in collaboration, not just with the private sector, but also with the public sector. Today we're very honored to have with us a panel from the Ventura County Sustainability Division. And with us today is the operations manager, Talia, who is the person who I guess is the one responsible for the operations there. In addition, joining her, is we have Victor and Itzel. And so we're going to hear from these 3 individuals. I'm going to let each one of them say a little bit about themselves so that the introduction, if I haven't done it total justice, what I'd like you guys to say is, about how long have you been engaged in this work and a little bit about your background. And with that, Taylor, I'll give it to you and we'll go from there.
Great. Thank you, Daryl, so much. Byron, appreciate the opportunity and obviously creating this phenomenal organization to engage small and medium entrepreneurs and businesses. My name is Talia Barrera, and I've been with the County of Ventura a little over 15 years. Prior to that, I was in the private sector, and in my career with the County of Ventura started with the Workforce Development Board. So I was exposed to working in economic development, engaging board members, working with stakeholders, organizations, and building bridges and building connections and collaborations, partnerships throughout the County of Ventura for career pathways and for career development within the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. Once I finished that, I managed the creation of the unique farm worker resource program in Ventura County that became a best practice throughout the state of California, providing resources and information to farm workers and their families and employers as well. And that was a very successful operation. I have been with sustainability for a little over a year, working on multiple different projects, programs, initiatives, and innovations, and supporting the team as a whole. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I will pass it on to Itzel.
Awesome. Thank you, Talia. Super great to be with everybody here. My name's Itzel Torres, and I am an energy program administrator for our Tri-County Regional Energy Network, which is a program in our sustainability division in Ventura. I was born and raised in Oxnard, left for a little bit for college to the Bay Area, and now I'm back. With 3CRN, I predominantly work with our workforce education program, supporting our building industry professionals, connecting them to resources, doing outreach in our disadvantaged communities with contractors, And I also work really closely with our home energy savings program, which is our resident-facing program that supports the resident in the Tri-Counties connect with incentives. I've been here almost 5 years. I think this August will be my 5th year here. So I'm becoming a veteran, but really glad to be here. Excited to have this conversation, and I'll pass it over to Victor.
Thank you, Itzel, and thank you, everyone. Hi, I'm Victor Briones. I am a program administrator with the County of Ventura Sustainability Division. Prior to this, I actually worked with the County of Ventura, or the Ventura County Air Pollution Control District, primarily focused on the Carl Moyer program, which provides incentives to farmers to replace old tractors with newer, less polluting ones. And before that, I also worked for a resource conservation district in Northern California. I'm actually originally from Northern California. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Glenn County, but it's far up past Sacramento. And I kind of came out here for school. I went to UCSB and got a degree in environmental studies. Fell in love with the Central Coast, and that's really what got me to come back here and stay in Ventura County. So been loving it since I've been here. And with the sustainability team, I primarily work on our climate action plan implementation, but also assist our other two programs, being the Ventura County Regional Energy Alliance and the Tri-County Regional Energy Network, which Itza just mentioned. And I've been with the county now close to 4 years. I believe this August will be 4 years. So it's been great being here, and I'm definitely happy to be a part of this wonderful team here. And so with that, I'll pass it over to Talia so she can get us started.
Thank you. Daryl, not sure. I know we have an agenda, so you can take it from here and give me a cue whenever you want.
What we would like to do right now is just you could put up your presentation and walk through your prepared remarks from the presentation. I think Victor has it, and we'll go from there. And I think, Talia, you're up first in the presentation.
Yes. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for the opportunity to present. We were sharing with the group that we definitely are very flattered about the invitation to share a little bit about what we do in the sustainability division. So our division is under the county executive office within the county of Ventura. We work closely with our partners in economic development within the county and other county agencies and departments. So next slide, please. I would like to share our vision and mission. I am not going to read it verbatim, but in looking at CCMERA's mission, we definitely are in alignment. I notice a few keywords with the mission that align with what our sustainability division does, and that is building communities. Our mission is to lead Ventura County in environmental sustainability. With building strong and inclusive economy, we work with residents, businesses, partner agencies, and community stakeholders to develop and create practical solutions and to reduce carbon emissions, to protect natural resources, and build community resilience. As we had mentioned, we have multiple different projects that we're currently working with. However, we do have 3 core initiatives that we are focused on, and those programs are, next slide, please. Thank you. Beginning with a brief description of what 3CREN is, which stands for the Tri-County Regional Energy Network. And we're followed by the county's climate action plan, which we're going to be talking about each one of these initiatives. And finally, we will talk briefly about the Ventura County Energy Alliance. So we have some information to share with the members of the public with this group in regards to what are our core initiatives and then some additional programs and grants that we currently have. So with that, I will pass it on to Itzel to tell us a little bit about 3CREN.
Thank you, Talia. happy to tell everybody a little bit about the Tri-County Regional Energy Network, as Talia said. We are 3CREN, and it's a collaborative partnership between Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Luis Obispo counties. The programs that we administer help reduce energy and create a more sustainable, vibrant Central Coast. And the really cool thing about 3CREN is that we're funded with ratepayer dollars, which means those ratepayer dollars get to come back into our region, and we get to make all our trainings, all our services free of cost to our residents, our building industry professionals. So that's a really, really amazing thing that is happening with that. Next slide. So a little bit about the programs that we currently have. We have 6 programs that fall into 3 different buckets, that being incentives, training, and technical assistance. So I'll go into a little bit of what each one does. So our home energy savings program is a program that offers incentives for property owners and residents. So it's split into multifamily and single family, and we get to help out either property owners or residents, match them up with the incentives so they could get their energy upgrades. And then next up, we have our commercial energy savings program, which also offers incentives to lower the cost of energy improvements to small and medium business owners so they're able to reduce the cost of their energy bill. And I feel we might talk about this a little bit later, more in depth. And the next bucket is our training program. So the first one up is our building performance training program, which offers training for building professionals on the latest advancements and technique in building science. So a lot of our audiences range from architects, student, contractors, plumbers, electricians, real estate professionals, and it just includes a lot of just the new technology, the new codes that are coming into practice in the building industry. There's also, we also have certifications available for participants in this program, and they range from certified passive house designer, consultant, hearse rater, and we have our own certification for high performance fundamentals. That is for people that are getting into the building industry, are switching careers, are interested in just basically knowing a little bit more. And then we have our Energy Code Connect program. This one, similar to our building performance training, but it is very personalized to simplifying the California Energy Code. The California Energy Code is a very complex system of codes, and we made this program to help designers, contractors, building department officials who have to deal with the energy code every day to make it way simpler. If they have any questions, we have a coaching line that will walk you through any of the permitting questions or just any building question in general. We also offer forums that incorporate policies and energy code. So together, it's always a really good conversation. The next one we're having is going to be about wildfire. So how the energy code connects to wildfire and wildfire resiliency in the Central Coast. And last but not least, the last bucket is the technical assistance bucket. Our first program being the Agriculture Energy Solutions that offers site assessment, utility bill analysis, and incentive guidance for farmers. Victor is our program manager for that one. So we're really glad to have him here if there's any questions about how farmers can utilize this program to lower their energy bills and make those upgrades. Last but not least, our energy assurance services program, which tailors energy audits for critical facilities within the Tri-County region. These are audits that are customized to meet the specific needs of each facility with a focus on resiliency. And with that being said, those are our programs. And we just wanted to give a snapshot of our events calendar. These are the trainings that we have coming up. I will drop the link in the chat to be able to see all the trainings we have up to the end of the year. So a lot of them are design based, heat pump water heater based, energy code based. So if you have a chance, go and look at it. It's there's a lot of information. A lot of these trainings also go into our on-demand page, which people can tune into it whenever they have a chance that didn't get to go to the live offering. Next slide, please. Last but not least, we wanted to really let our residents of the county know that we have this awesome program where folks can go to any public library in Ventura County, and if they're interested in either knowing a little bit more about energy efficiency or want to do some small energy efficiency upgrades, there is a do-it-yourself home energy savings toolkit, which is really, I really love it. There's a guide in there that teaches you all you need to know about the tools that are in there, from LED light bulbs to weather stripping. I really have liked this. I did it with my little cousin at his home, and it was, I feel he hadn't really seen or heard of any of the work that I've been doing. So I think it was an easier way to explain to him these bigger concepts that go into making our region all electric. So we have that one, and we also have induction cooktops. So this toolkit just teaches you a little bit more about induction cooking. It's a little stove and a little pan, and it heats up any food so fast. So my mom is a fan of this one. She plugs it in for parties and cooks, it heats up all the food that we need. So with that being said, I'll hand it over to Victor
But
to.
before you go off that slide, it's a. I had a question on this. Is this a cost to this? Is this free to the public or what?
This is free to the public, so you check it out like you check out any book.
Okay,
If
got it.
if you have a library card,
Hmm.
you are able to check it out.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Okay. All right, Victor. Sorry to interject there. I just wanted to that virtually.
No, that's all right. And thank you for that piece there, Itzel. Um, Yeah, so I'll be going into our other two programs here. Like I mentioned earlier, I work primarily on our climate action plan implementation. So the sustainability division leads on the implementation of our County of Ventura's climate action plan, which is including these different measures or actions to incorporate into our unincorporated and county facilities. If anybody is interested in actually checking out what actions we've called out in the climate action plan, you can use this newer tool here that we've developed called the e-climate action plan. It really gives you the opportunity to take a look at not just our progress, but what things we're committed to doing so we can meet our goal of reducing emissions 41% by 2030. Here you'll also see a list of responsible agencies. While we oversee the implementation of the program, we're not necessarily the ones in charge of each of the separate programs. So when you check out this tool, you'll be able to see who the responsible agency is, as well as any supporting agencies. So if you'd like to get a more in-depth look of kind of our action plan efforts, you can visit our eClimate Action Plan website. So in addition to our climate action plan efforts, I did want to call out a federal grant that our county received in 2023. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but EPA had the Climate Pollution Reduction Grants Program available for states, local governments, tribes, and territories to support climate action plan development in throughout the U.S. So the County of Ventura led our effort here in the Ventura County region and was awarded $1 million to develop a regional climate action plan. And so we've been working on this since August of 2023, to about 2 years into this program now. Part of this, there are 3 grant deliverables for the specific grant. The first being a priority climate action plan, which we did complete, and you can check that out visiting our sustainability website if you're interested in hearing more or seeing what we've outlined in that plan. And we are currently working on the comprehensive climate action plan, which is the second grant deliverable for this EPA grant, which will be due by the end of this year. So that will be coming out shortly for anybody in the public to take a look at as well. And then at the end of this grant term, we'll also have a status report due to EPA where we'll outline how our progress has been going and seeing what actions and measures we've completed that have been included in both the PCAP and the CCAP. So just kind of going back to our county's climate action plan, wanted to show you all a piece of where our carbon emissions are coming from. As you can see, transportation is really where the biggest emissions or most carbon emissions are coming from, followed by building energy. And so really this is just to show kind of where we're focusing a lot of our efforts to try to help reduce those emissions and meet that goal that I outlined earlier of 41% reduction in emissions by 2030. And for that regional plan that I mentioned earlier, the emissions is going to be very similar, if not exactly the same as what's outlined in the county there. As a region, we're all kind of facing these similar issues that we're tackling here. So with that, I'll move on to our Ventura County Regional Energy Alliance initiative.
Victor,
Oh, sure.
Before you move on, could you go back to the other slide?
Absolutely.
These are our counties. This is not the tri-county representation. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So there's in the grant was to Ventura County or the tri-county area? Just curious.
So the grant here is for the Oxnard Thousand Oaks Ventura MSA. And so we've taken that further and it's addressing all of Ventura County. But yeah, so it would just be for the Ventura County region.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, so moving on to VCREA, again, we administer this program through the Sustainability Division, and this is a collaboration of public agencies working to pursue and enhance our community. VCRA works a lot on and is instrumental in deploying EV charging stations throughout the county to help support EV adoption. On the side there, you'll see our partners for this program here, including some of the cities here, the Caleguas Municipal Water District, and yeah, all the cities there. Additionally, through VCREA, we put together an EV blueprint, and the goal of the EV blueprint is to accelerate and support electric vehicle and EV charging infrastructure throughout the county, making EVs and other clean mobility options fully accessible to everybody in the region. And just wanted to give a snapshot here to everyone on the progress of VCREA's EV blueprint. As you can see here, the deployment progress, our 2025 goal for the EV blueprint was to have over 35,000 EVs deployed in our county. And as you can see, we've exceeded that in 2024. And in addition to that, we've been really instrumental in expanding the charging network in the county to help support this growing number of EVs in our region. Here you'll see 3 different colors. The green there is a total amount of charging ports that are currently already operational. The blue is going to be what is funded or in progress. So these are planned charging stations that have funding ready to go and are working on actually implementing and installing them. And that yellow number there, or that yellow color, is what you'll see is what we still need to reach our 2025 goal. So there's still a lot of work to do to meet that goal, but for at least the DC fast charging ports, you can see there's no yellow there because we've actually exceeded the goal for those ports there. But yeah, so we're working together with our partners to help make sure we meet our goals and be able to charge enough charging station, or excuse me, to be able to install enough charging stations to support the growing number of EVs in our county.
So the numbers of EV electric vehicles, we've exceeded that, but the charging is a little bit behind the curve. Is that right? Is that what the takeaway is?
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, charging stations are incredibly expensive to install, and so we really are very much on the lookout and applying for as many grant opportunities as possible to help get increase those numbers as quickly as possible. And so it's a little bit more of a difficult feat to get, but we're definitely making a lot of progress. And as you can see, we do have projects funded already, just waiting to be installed.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And so I know we threw a lot of information out to everybody here today, and so wanted to just give you an opportunity or resource on where you can learn more about our three initiatives. So we do have our websites available here. We have our Sustainability Division website, so you can go to sustain.venturacounty.gov. If you're interested in learning more about 3C REN initiative that Itzel talked about earlier, you can go to 3c-ren.org. And then for more information on VCREA, you can go to vcenergy.org. You can also scan the QR code on the screen, and that will take you to a bit.ly page that has all those websites on there, so you can easily navigate to the different websites that you want to see. If you'd also like to keep up on different events and things that we're doing around the county and just our different initiatives, you can also subscribe to our newsletters which you'll be able to do through our websites. So that'll give you more information on resources and events and more. And then finally, we do participate in events throughout the county throughout the year. So you're more than welcome to come check us out when we're tabling at these different events to ask questions, discover resources, and engage with our staff. One of the more common events that we definitely participate in is, of course, Earth Day fairs, which is very popular in the month of April, being Earth Month. We also have participated in our Public Works Day here at the county and our Health and Wellness Fair. And in the month of May, we also run a Cycle Mania campaign here, kind of encouraging our constituents throughout the county to utilize their bike to help reduce vehicle miles traveled during that month. Cool. And with that, that completes our presentation. If you'd like to connect with us further, again, you can visit our website, and our sustainability email is there on the screen as well. I'll pass it over to Talia for any final thoughts before we get back to you, Daryl.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much. Thank you, Itzel. Great presentation. We had the opportunity to just engage our community and our audience on the three major programs that we have under sustainability. And like I mentioned at the beginning, we definitely have multiple grants and projects that we are also working on. So again, appreciate your time and attention, and happy to answer any questions. And please visit us on our website, at our events, sign up for our newsletters, because there's a lot of exciting and a lot of great opportunities to engage in the community and support our sustainability in our community as a whole. So thank you again.
Oh, this is great. No, it's very good. Thank you for that overview, all three of you. And the panel, now we're going to just kind of interact a little bit. Right off the bat, I'm curious, given the atmosphere in the new, federal direction where a lot of green initiatives were sort of becoming like frowned upon, have you guys felt any pressure from that environment, or is that too far removed to impact the county right now?
Thank you, Daryl. That is a great question. And actually, we get that question a lot lately from stakeholders and partners, et cetera. We are trying to walk on eggshells. We have reached out to local elected officials and to those influencers that are potentially at the state and federal level. And the advice is just to stay away from key words that could potentially create some kind of, just frowning upon. And in addition to that, we just continue to work on multiple different projects that had already started within the past few years. We did come into a hiccup with one of the EV projects that we started to work on from the Department of Transportation, and we weren't unable to move forward. However, there are multiple opportunities at the state level that we are definitely pursuing, that we are working on, and we just, we pretty much we take it one day at a time, but with the ability to know and understand that with the partnerships and collaborations and the projects that we had pretty much already started, and those that we are going to pursue based upon the fact that we know there's going to be some funding available, and without any hiccups in the future, we are, I think, in a good place at this time.
That's good to hear. I mean, yeah, that's good for us. I mean, Ventura County is a great place to be, and it sounds like your program is very robust. So let me, I prepared a few questions, and there may be other questions later on that folks put into the chat, and we'll get to those eventually. But I had a few additional questions, and bear with me. I wrote it down so that, it comes out coherent. Um, so if it sounds like I'm reading it, I am. But I want to make sure I get the question right, okay? And then whoever needs to respond, I'll give you that option. So first one, could you please share with what specific programs the County of Ventura Sustainability Division offers through with ISL? She went over the 3C REN. I guess we want to do a little bit deeper dive in those initiatives that are available, such as resources, incentives, and other forms of assistance that our companies or constituents that belong and engaged with CCMERA might be benefit from, or might become aware of, that are targeted towards. And of course, with us, we're focused on the BIPOC, the Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and in general, people of need across the board. Those communities who are not necessarily always given the information as timely as others. And so, with that, how does CREN engage with those communities? Whoever wants to take that one,
I could talk a little bit about this. So
please.
we've been trying with a lot of our initiatives. I mentioned our program, our commercial energy savings program. This
Mhm.
one's specifically tailored for small to medium businesses that are trying to meet energy goals. That meaning if they want to, person to get some energy upgrades in their businesses, specifically
Mhm.
like lighting, heating and cooling, water heating, refrigeration. There's we have a commercial concierge that will walk every business owner through whatever personalized program options they have.
Mhm.
So it's all every business is different. So I think
Right.
there is a need to really, really personalize
Each
what
one.
is needed. And our commercial concierge does that. She speaks to different programs too that might have other incentives available, so they're able to get stacked, and
Mhm.
the most incentives can be used to make those upgrades.
So when you say incentives,
hmm
so if a small business or medium-sized business, for that matter,
hmm
would like to assess themselves and say, are we actually doing what we need to do to be as efficient and to, not so much be compliant as
hmm
much as a business incentive to actually save money or something like that. So your
hmm
concierge helps. Is it an assessment that they come out and do? Or they come out and do an interview or coaching session? How's it changed?
it's part of an assessment with our other program. We collaborate with like Energy Assurance program who does energy audits, and
Mm-hmm.
also our multifamily program that has that
For the
ability to
homes,
do those, yeah, or multifamily,
buildings.
buildings. And that means a lot of the time if commercial can fall into some of that, there's some wiggle room and
Right.
flexibility on that. So they do offer that support, and also just kind of creating a plan in general
Mhm.
on assessing the needs of the business, or if the business already has anything in mind that they want to work on,
Mhm.
and
And
creating.
is there a
Go for
cost
it.
to, is there a cost to the concierge service?
No, everything is free. Every single service, training in our program is free for
So the,
everyone.
that's great. So the training, one of you guys put up a slide that had a list of training. I think it was you, Ed. So all those trainings are also free of charge?
Yeah, free of charge.
Very good,
And
very good.
we have for trainings, which I mean, I think the way that I look at it too is like a lot of these trainings are for folks that have businesses, and
Mhm.
these trainings also elevate their business. We have one in specific that I really like highlighting. It's for plumbers
Plumbers.
who want to install heat pump water heaters.
Mhm.
We're phasing out the gas water heaters, so I think right now it's a crucial time
Okay.
to, yeah, to know some of these things, because realistically in our region we don't have a lot of
Hmm.
people that know how to do those
Oh, that's a good,
installations. Yeah.
yeah, that's great.
And it's like people who are looking for that service a lot of the time have a hard time finding a plumber
That's,
to be able to do that. And we have an
that's great.
installation course that will
No,
pay
that's no,
the.
no, that's
Mhm,
good. That I think that really
mhm,
it seems as if you have a number of initiatives that can plug and play.
mhm,
In
mhm,
the plumber thing, I guess I should get rid of my gas hot water heater, but I'll
mhm,
look for the new one as I call the plumber to come and replace it next time.
mhm, mhm.
So let me get another question out here. So another one. Can you describe, and this is again, we'll tee it up for any of you. Can you describe any mentorship program or workforce development opportunities offered through the sustainability division in the various initiatives? Specifically, how does these programs support skill building, career growth within the same sustainability sector? So this, I'm teaching a sustainability course right now for a summer school camp. And we actually visited Cayugas yesterday, and they had a lot of good information, internships, and all those kinds of things that they were telling these young students about, encouraging them that they could leave and after a 6 months training, walk into a $60,000 a year job. Now, I don't know how realistic that is, but the operations manager who was sharing this information was very credible. So what is it that the county is doing? I would imagine you have some collaboration as you put up with all your partners. So can you tell to us about the sustainability division's initiatives in terms of workforce development, skill building? Who wants to take
I
that?
I'll
You want to
let
go
Itzel
first?
start off, and then I can speak
Okay.
a little bit more to another initiative.
Okay.
So for how I mentioned through Suren, we talked a little bit about that installation course.
Mhm.
It also pays the contractors to the plumbers to take the course. So
Oh,
we,
wait. So if we have professional plumbers as part of our constituency, are
mhm,
you saying you would pay them to learn how to do this initiative, which comports with
yes,
the sustainability
mhm,
goals? Got it. Got it. Go ahead.
yes, correct. And just understanding that, people don't have time if they're running a business a lot of the time to
Mhm.
just take trainings on their free time. Feel a business is always running. So there's some of that. There's also other certifications that we have. So we have our certified passive house trade person. So passive house is a firm as is a way of designing that takes into account how to make homes first all electric, but also the most energy efficient
Is that a training
with.
program? What is it? A training program or
it's
how?
it's a it's a boot camp. So
Boot camp.
it's a
Okay.
boot camp that folks go to, that they attend for 5 days. This one's a little bit a
Okay.
little bit more heavy.
And that
But
targets who? It's a who is the typical person that would want to attend
so
that?
So the tradesperson one, because there's a tradesperson one and a designer and consultant. So the tradesperson, it could be any contractor, anybody who is in the industry field specifically. For this one, you don't have to be, it's an introductory
Okay.
sort of course. So they will teach you enough to be able to take the exam.
Okay.
Um,
Great. So
at,
you have several different ones targeting a couple different levels. Great.
different
And Victor,
levels.
you had something to add to that?
Yeah, through VCREA, we actually recently ran a pilot program. I know we've mentioned a lot about electric vehicle charging stations. And so, in partnership with CPA and 3C Ran actually and Charger Help, we ran an electric vehicle supply equipment technician training program. This was a 3-week long program that actually just concluded last week. This is the first time we've done anything like this. And so, like I mentioned, it's a pilot program, but this is specifically designed to help educate the workforce on how to repair electric vehicle charging stations. Because with the growing number, there's definitely going to be a need of individuals who know how to repair. Because, I mean, as much as we don't like to admit it, charging stations do go offline at times. And, it can be quite frustrating when you show up to one and it's not working when you need to charge. So it's definitely important to have that workforce ready to go. And so this course prepares individuals to be able to do that work. And also there is a certification that is out right now. And so it prepares them to take the test, part one of the test to get that certification.
You guys have well, I mean, we could have done a separate show just on this part from what you and Isso had said. So, um, now I'm feeling the time crunch. So, I just need your permission to just say, okay, wrap it up. You guys go.
Yeah.
So try to get a few more questions. Okay. I apologize up front. Okay. I don't mean to be rude, but I have a few questions. I'm going to go away from my planned questions and try to get a few of the audience's questions put into you right now. So we have something from the folks that are listening. It says, please explain and speak in detail how EV charging works and how much it costs. That's a big question, so you can do your best. Whoever wants to take that.
Yeah, I think I can get a little bit into that. And so, I mean, the cost of charging is really going to be dependent on who the owner of the station is. Because we're wanting to install as many charging stations throughout the county really requires a lot of partnership. So it's dependent on if the owner is a business, if it's owned by the county, if it's owned by right now, one of the big ones too is to install charging stations at or near multifamily housing. So the cost is really going to vary by charging station. And so I can't really speak to what the cost of that is. But the goal of the county is to install charging stations that can be used by all vehicles. So we
All
try
right.
to make sure that we have that availability out there.
And the other part of that question was, could you explain in detail how EV charging works? But you know what, I'm gonna suggest that you could query that on Google or your personal AI, and they'll tell you everything about that. So I'm gonna just for the sake of time, I think your addressing of the cost part was interesting. Question, a follow up on that one that I'll add to that is uh, if I had a company and I wanted to build these charging stations, who is it? Someone in your division, Talia, that would have to approve that? Do I need to get approval from the state or from the county if I wanted to build a charging station? How's that approved, or is there approval needed? Did anybody just pop one up?
No, not anyone can just pop one up. So the charging stations that we're currently working with, and that's one of the projects that we have pending from the
Mm-hmm.
Department of Transportation because it was an initiative that the county had received multiple, a few $1 million to install charging stations, and those are on standby. So we are not working on those yet. The ones that have been installed is because we had been working on those projects for the past 4 or 5 years. So it
Mm-hmm.
does take a long time for the approval process.
Oh, it does.
And
Okay.
yes, exploring the cost, entering into partnerships and deciding where those are going to be installed. So
Okay.
it's not as easy as it
It's not
sounds.
as you just no pop-ups, huh? No pop-ups. Okay. And you just said it takes a little bit of time to do that. Would they call your division to find out what's necessary? Like if I had an electrical engineering firm that wanted to go into EV charger stations, who would we call first?
So for the purposes of connecting with the community and this platform, yes, you can certainly go ahead and reach out to us, Heather Allen, who's part of our team, and you can also look into VCREA website. You can connect with any one of us, and we can potentially be a good resource for you to find out what it takes.
It's a VCRA or Heather. So one other question, then I'm going to go back to mine. We run out of time. One quick question. This is the last question from the audience because I want to get to my pre-planned questions, kinda. Okay, we have another question. Can you explain the induction cooktop program through the library? What's included in that kit? What do one need at home for it to work?
So for the induction cooktop kit, they could be found in any of your local libraries here in Ventura County, Santa Barbara, or SLO counties. What comes in the kit is the induction cooktop stove. You just plug it in to an outlet, and it comes with a pan too, and the pan lid. So the only thing you need to try it out is your own food and your own
Just plug it in.
food.
All right.
Yeah, plug it in. Yeah.
All right. I got a couple more questions. So this is tackling now the climate crisis, air pollution, and health equity. They do a lot of things in communities at risk challenges, right? So, what current programs or projects in the sustainability divisions leading or partnering on that addresses the intersection of climate crisis and health equity? I mean, a lot of at-risk communities, poorer communities, I should say, people just pop up all kinds of things by them. What in the county are you guys doing to deal with that?
So I'll try to make it quick, but we currently have one initiative which is called the Extreme Heat Action Plan, addressing the crisis we currently have. The project is we were awarded a grant just under $750,000 from the Governor's Office of Land Use and Climate Innovation to create a community-driven comprehensive community heat action plan. So as everyone knows, we're already feeling the impacts of climate change in Ventura County by extreme heat events that have been more frequent and intense within the recent years. And with this project, we're going to be working with trusted community-based organizations and in Ventura County, and we're going to develop a heat education campaign. We're going to be assessing the heat risk awareness. We're going to be reaching vulnerable communities. We'll have community forums. We'll do surveys in multiple different languages to include indigenous languages such as Mixteco, Zapoteco, gather feedback from our farm workers, outdoor workers, elderly, etc., to just figure out and tailor outreach and education for
That's very good.
the community.
You guys are completely in there. That's great. I got one last question, and I don't have any more right now from the community. So we'll have enough time to go around one more round and give each of you some closing remarks. I'll do a little commercial of our next session, and then we'll be wrapped. So, I'm always urged to move on. So apologize for the urgency, but so many things to talk about. We ran out. But one last thing. Can you share what the sustainability division is doing to support education and engage with the youth? I work with the youth a lot myself. So any comments on what are you guys doing for the youth?
Yeah, so I'll actually give one example here through VCREA. In this last year, we applied for a Clean Air Day micro grant. Through VCREA, we have this Evie McWheelie is what we call it, kind of mascot to help support just the expansion there of EV vehicles. And so what we did is we applied for this micro grant to help instill a coloring book contest with students to design a coloring book that we can use as outreach material to our youth. And so we worked with local students in the county to put together this coloring book, and now we'll have it at our events. So when you see us, we'll have this Evie McWheelie coloring book with pages all designed by students throughout the county, and to help kind of instill that what we're teaching here through sustainability to the younger generation.
Excellent. You guys are covering all the bases. I mean, I have excellent. So as we wrap up, and I really think we got a lot that the county is doing out to our constituency. You heard a lot. If you had any additional questions, folks, call the sustainability division and ask to speak to any one of our panelists who maybe point you in the right direction. And as we wrap up, I'm going to go around the horn here. Talia, why don't you have the last word? But Victor, we start with you. We'll go to you, and Talia the last word, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Daryl. Thank you and your audience who engaged with us this evening after their work day. I appreciate Roxanne joining us. I see her in the audience, and so she's definitely she's key with our staff, and we were praising Roxanne before she joined us. So anyway, we do appreciate it. Please reach out with any questions. We want to be a resource for everyone. If we don't have the answer, we'll be sure to get it for you. One of the beauties of engaging with the County of Ventura is because we not only have the connections and the ability to work with multiple different county agencies, but we have resources in tri-counties and within the state of California that we can definitely work through 3C-REN or multiple different resources, partners, and collaborators as well. So please reach out. You can reach me directly. I will go ahead and add my email to the chat as well. Itzel, Victor, any one of us will be happy to support your small, medium businesses and anyone out there who wants information.
Very good. Very good. And if there are no other burning comments anybody wants to make, I will share with you. We are in the initiative of building clean, green community bridges. It is our intent with this initiative to educate and to inform our constituency and the community at large. And so, we are very happy to have had on this webinar our government officials in the county. And if you tuned in and listened up, you basically heard a complete, robust program from the little ones doing coloring books to folks who want to install EV charging stations, all the stats and data that came forward. And for what it sounds like, there are opportunities. So if you're a business owner or if you're a professional and want to grow your skills, you can do that. Reach out to the sustainability division. There's a lot of resources, sounds like, there in terms of energy, time, and attention. And I want to thank our partners, our strategic partners, which is the Clean Power Alliance. This is made possible through a grant through the Clean Power Alliance, and our other strategic partner being the Port of Hueneme, who were the first two sessions we had. And so it was very apropos for us to get the county on today. And, I really appreciate all of you taking the time to be with us today. So cheers and gratitude to the county team, Talia, Itzel, and Victor. Thank you so much for sharing. And with that, we are pretty much at a wrap with a minute.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much
Thank
for having
you,
us.
Thank you.
everyone who joined
Good
as
to be
well.